Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special live edition of Starting 11 here on the Let's Get Ready Network. I'm Adelia. That's my buddy Snark.
Mm-hmm.
We've made it to the final week of the season, Snark. Can you believe it?
I'm. You know what? The way that Chelsea's going right now, I'm good for another 4 weeks. How about you?
No, I'm
No,
done.
no.
I'm
I'm
done.
starting to get carpal tunnel syndrome. My goddamn hand. No. I'm ready for. I'm ready for a couple months break, anyways. But we can't say that the football leading up to this final week hasn't been exciting. At least.
No, it has been. It has been. There's been some good stuff going on. And I mean, like, you can't really complain when the title race goes down to the final match day of the season. I mean, I'm probably going to next week, but you can't really complain.
We'll see. You can always depend on London clubs to help each other out, right? We'll talk
West
about
Ham
it.
at the Etihad? I don't think so.
Well, maybe it's David Moyes' final game. It's the final time we'll be able to say, he's still got a job. It'll be
Yeah, it will
it's
be
an
the
end of an
final
era,
time he has a
an
job.
end of an era here on the show. I don't know
Yeah.
who else we're gonna go to next. We'll find somebody though. Uh,
Mhm.
but we are gonna bookend um, this episode with maybe your second favorite club, Manchester City.
I'm starting to hate them more than Tottenham, and that's saying something.
Yeah, nobody likes City. Anybody who except for the Gallagher brothers get a pass. They've always been City fans.
They're
Uh,
from
every,
Manchester, and they've
yeah,
always been City fans, and
yes.
that's fine.
Everybody else is phony. We're gonna start. Okay, you hate Manchester City. I hate Fulham. So we're gonna go over to Fulham at home at Craven Cottage against Manchester City, and they're taking on the defending champs. But say what you will about Fulham, but you can't say that they're not gracious hosts.
And they're very gracious hosts to City. This is when I just started being like, okay, it's over. We
Yeah,
hadn't even played yet. It's over.
4 goals to City at home. They just decided, well, defense a little overrated. So is offense. They figured,
Yeah.
since you don't need offense or defense to win a football match, so they let Gavardiol score twice. Well, I guess that gives them
Which is crazy.
4 on the year. Remember the huge hype or whatever it came to getting Gavardiol over, and everybody's looking for him. He's been fine.
Yeah.
He's
He's
been
been
okay.
fine.
He's been fine. So,
Yeah.
I don't know what all the ruckus was about.
I don't know either.
And he's even playing with his buddy Kovacic. So what are you going to do? Phil Foden gets another goal. Everybody
I
seems
can't
to really
stand
like
him.
Phil Foden this year. I keep thinking he looks like the older brother of what's his name, the Munster kid. There, he looks like the werewolf boy from the
Yeah,
Munsters.
he does. He really does.
Just needs the widow's peak. Uh,
Yep.
yeah, anything to change that haircut. You're
He
worth
has
how
a
much money?
terrible haircut.
Gets it at Supercuts or something like that. They're $8. He's thrifty. Maybe he's just a thrifty lad. Could be.
Yeah.
Everybody gets the same haircut, the same bowl. Unbelievable. Julian Alvarez was the other guy who scored in that one, by the way. And Issa Diop gets sent off for a second yellow deep into extra time as well. Fulham only had one shot on target the entire game, giving up 4 goals. As an Arsenal fan, I'm sure that was even a bigger kick in the teeth for you.
Yeah.
You
I
had
mean,
a
I
pretty
would expect
substantial.
nothing less. We
You had
had
a
a
substantial.
substantial goal difference lead, and then just gone.
We'll talk about at the end of the episode when we talk about the match that happened just I would not say a few moments ago, but an hour or so ago, wrapped up.
Yeah.
We'll
Also, I
talk
just
about
looked this up because I wanted to make sure I was right before I said it. Phil Foden is like 23 years old and has 3 kids. So he's got to be saving that money for college or something already.
It's probably already spent.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Next, we'll go up to Liverpool, but not Liverpool. The other one, the forgotten Liverpool team that I think might be older. Everton takes on
Everton.
Sheffield United. What do you want from this match? Maybe it could have been a little more interesting had some uh, legal work not been done where they got relieved of some points. But anyways,
Yeah.
the Toffees get a goal 31 minutes in from Decoure. He heads in the Dominic Calvert-Lewin cross. The 101st goal given up by Sheffield United.
They
Uh,
were so bad this year. It's actually honestly impressive how bad they were defensively this year.
trend-setting. They're trendsetters. No one else
Yeah.
has ever given up more than 100 goals before. Welcome to the club, Sheffield. I'm sure people will talk about you guys for a long, long time. Maybe not in a good way.
Yeah.
You know,
Not in a good way.
No, it's not. Maybe not in a
Definitely
good
not in a
way.
good way.
Yeah,
But
well.
uh,
Yeah. I have to.
want to say hi to Ryan in the chat who says alive starting 11. I'm loving it.
Attaboy.
Thank you for tuning in, Ryan.
Playoff Beards here on the Highlights channel.
Playoff Beards co-host Ryan Christensen.
Yeah, what a show off. Okay, so Ben Brereton Diaz. He's going to play up in the top flight somewhere.
They're gonna have
right?
to sell him. Somebody's got to buy him from Sheffield United because he's
I don't
been
know.
so good for them since they
He's
came
been
in
terrific.
in January.
He's been terrific, but yeah, they got to keep somebody. Like nobody else is all that great. Like they got to keep some people. They got to try and make it back. I don't know if they get rid of this guy who they're going to bring in, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't think they're making it back up next year. I'm saying that now.
No, they'd have to, sell Diaz. They're going to make a profit because I think they only did they even pay 14 million for this guy? It wasn't very much.
Yeah, it
So,
wasn't a lot.
Defenders, like they need defenders, or at least a coach that knows how to coach defending because they were brutal. Speaking of brutal, I'm just kidding. This one wasn't all that brutal, but Bournemouth takes on Brentford, and it's the final home game for the season at little tiny Vitality Stadium. Like we keep talking about the Kenny and Luton, but this one I don't even know if they have 12,000 seats at this place. Or if they do, that's just over.
Yeah, the Vitality is very tiny as well. It's just you don't have to walk through somebody's backyard to get into the stadium. So
That's true. That's
why.
Quarter. Yeesh. Yeah, I love the Kenny. Anyways, so Bournemouth trying to hang on to a top 10 spot. Brentford has to be disappointed with their season. They're going probably finish in 16th spot. And not much to talk about in this match either. Until
lots of disallowed goals in this match.
There's a lot of the Solanke goal being called back for a handball and the build up there and stuff like that. But
Dom Solanke had 2 goals called back in this match.
Yes. I guess you could have just slept until the 86th minute. That long clearance by Mark Flecken. And what a one touch by Wissa over to here comes the Mbumo. Brian Mbumo puts it away, takes a late lead, but it only lasts 3 minutes because Dom Solanke fights off both Ethan Pinnock and Sergio Regulian. And what are they going to do with Regulian? I'm talking about City. Like, what? Like, do they sell him? Can they loan him again? He hasn't done anything really. Anyways. Solanke manages to get his head to a Senesi cross, equalizes it. So they're gonna
21st goal of the season, which is very, very good season for Dom Solanke.
Bananas. And of course, every single goal he scores is a Bournemouth record for the former Chelsea youth. But 5 minutes into stoppage time is Yohan Wissa absolutely crushing his 11th goal of the season into the top.
Incredible goal.
Love it. Spoils a bit of the party down south. I think they were in a celebratory mood, but yeah, you gotta play, I guess in this case 100 minutes. I think it was 10 minutes worth of extra time out of it.
Yeah.
So,
gotta play till the final whistle.
Now, a game I was interested in solely because any bad result for this club could potentially help out my club. And Newcastle taking on Brighton. And we get the weird Newcastle again. We never know
Yeah.
what we're going to get. This one doesn't look
No.
like the six spot club. It looks more like the 14th or 15th spot club. Anyways, they stumbled. Maybe they won't get European football this year. There's a very good chance of that. It's
Yeah.
Joel Veltman scoring for Brighton.
Yeah, that was weird.
When did you say UL? I think it's not even Joel. I think it's UL or something like that. UL Veltman scoring. And that's after 18 minutes. Just a scramble in front of the net after a Sean Longstaff corner. Levels it also in the first half. He puts up getting a heads up pass from Elliot Anderson there. Now, Castle have the 2 matches remaining. They play at United on Wednesday. If they can get to Old Trafford up to code, who knows? If you guys
That
haven't
was
seen,
crazy on the weekend.
if you haven't seen any of the results of Old Trafford after that Arsenal match, wow! Like if you saw what happened to the old Metrodome in Minnesota with all the water coming down, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And then they get Brentford Sunday. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Newcastle, but you can never tell with these guys. They need to win both matches, I think.
Newcastle has been so back and forth. They're good. They're beating PSG in the Champions League. They're bad against teams they should really be beating in the Premier League. It's been so up and down this season for them, and be interesting to see what happens next year.
Yeah, well, they might not get European football, like I said, because of
Yeah.
that weird FA Cup rule and everything else. And Chelsea, if they continue to play well, could steal a spot for sure. But anyways, we're also counting on United beating City at some point for a championship, which is dubious at best.
Not happening. Not happening.
Dubious at best. Next,
Yeah.
we'll go to the Molineux and Wolves and Palace. Palace is continuing their late season surge.
Palace is playing so well right now. I don't think they want the season to end.
No kidding. It's like we should have started this season in December. I'm pretty sure they're hoping for that. It
Yeah.
doesn't quite work that way, though. Wolves have the majority of the ball for the match, but it doesn't matter because Michael Olise scores the first goal. He curls in a shot from just outside the box. JP Mateta gets a second, knocking in the Nathaniel Klein shot. That goes off the post first, and everyone just kind of ball watches, and Mateta's there. So you get that one. Matthias Cunha gets one back for Wolves. Maybe they're gonna start putting their front foot forward. But nope. No, it's
No.
getting that one back 4 minutes later. Now, I want Nicholas Jackson to look at what Eze does, and maybe Sun Hung Min as well. When you have the ball and you have freedom to move in space,
Yeah.
you don't have to just kick the ball. Round the keeper.
Yeah.
You're faster than him.
Yeah.
That's why he's a net. Go round the keeper.
Yeah.
It's like, he scores. It's a goal scorer's goal. You round the keeper to get it in. It makes it easy for himself. Poor Dan Bentley had to come in for Jose Sa here and didn't look great. So, anyways,
Yeah.
makes it 3-1 final.
I missed
Visitors.
why he was in for Jose Sa.
I have no idea. Maybe Jose Sa is recovering from having too much port or something. I have no idea. I just know because
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wolves, they've checked out on this season a long time ago when they were
Exactly.
safe, and that's just the way it is.
Do it every year. It's like,
Yeah.
and I think this is their last home game too. It's like, I don't know. There must have been something. You must have had something nagging at them, and they're like, well, you're not going to win us a spot anywhere else. We're going to go through just like we did last year. Just coast. It'll be fine. So, anyways, Wolves turns out 1 win in their last 9 matches.
That's crazy.
Yep. All they had to do was get to that spot. They had to make sure that they had 40 points or whatever it is, and that's it.
Get to that spot and hit cruise control and just show up for the games, basically.
Their only win, a 2-1 victory over Luton. That's it.
That's not good. So
That's not great. So,
No.
speaking of Luton still has an outside chance of staying up. I tried not to laugh when I said that, but it snuck out. Now, they're over at London Stadium here, and I think this is David Moyes' final match in charge of West Ham at home. One of the last times we can say, I guess it is the last time we can say, David Moyes still has a job at West Ham.
He still has a job
For a few
for a
more
week.
days. Yes, for a few more days. So, yes, now it's West Ham doing, you would think, irreparable harm to Luton's hope here of staying up. But Luton do go on the board first. Lokonga scores in the 6th minute. He gets into a really terrific cross from Alfie Doughty. That happens to be the only shot they had on target, though, for a team that scored so often this year, a surprising amount of goals.
Yeah,
for Luton.
They scored in so many games. Like, they didn't get shut out that often.
Nope.
But
they
the
found
problem
ways to
is
score.
they have no defense.
Yeah, the problem is, the other guys found a lot of ways to score too. So that was always the problem. James Ward-Prowse scores. Thomas
That was a good
Susek.
goal from him.
Yes. And George Earthy scores, the 19-year-old who had he grew up as a West Ham kid. Was always a fan growing up. His first appearance, I think he was on for 15 minutes or something like that, and he had a concussion and missed all this time until then. So he gets on. He scores. Big reaction from the crowd, both when he got on and especially when he scores that goal. So
good for the kid.
Yeah, good for him. I hate West Ham, so I hope that's the last time he ever scores in his entire life. Anyways, so this puts Luton now on the brink. So Nottingham Forest, with any kind of result at Chelsea, or I guess in their final match of the season, will eliminate Luton. Of course,
they just need a point.
Yeah, they just need 1 point. Of course, if Luton could overtake them, it's quite simple. All they have to do is make sure Forest loses 2 matches. They've got to win their final match, which is, let's see, is against Fulham, which is winnable. But they also have to make up about 12 goals to make up 12 goals in the meantime.
Yeah,
it's easy.
Luton is all but down at this point.
Yeah, they are playing dead. They are yes. Yeah, you could start shoveling the dirt on the Hatters. We can't eulogize them yet because I guess it's not fair to the families or whatever. They're still on the they haven't signed off on the DNR for Luton yet, but the family's gathering. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah.
Now
I think what they'd have to do also is Forest would have to lose 6-0 in their last game, and Luton would have to beat Fulham 7-0 or something like that. That could happen too.
Yeah, any split of that. Sure, Forest could lose 2-0, but Luton would have to beat Fulham 11-0 to continue on.
It's just not going to happen.
It's difficult. It's difficult.
I would say it's nigh on impossible.
If it does happen, there is going to be.
I will laugh.
If there isn't a movie, there better be a TV series about it. I'd tune in every week. I'd find it fascinating. It's not going to happen. Okay.
It's not going to happen.
Speaking of, I don't know why I said that. Poor segue. Spurs, Burnley. Burnley, we hardly knew ye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Burnley,
I think, is a team that can go down now and come back up easier than Sheffield United or Luton can.
Maybe. I guess there was all the promise when they were coming up or whatever, like, watch this football Burnley's playing, so attack-minded and stuff like that. And Vincent Kompany, he's going to be the next superstar manager and blah, 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 blah. And
didn't happen.
Where was it?
I don't know.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
They got the first goal in this one too. Jacob Brun-Larsen giving them a bit of an early hope. Nice counterattack goal. A great pass from Sander Berger too. But Pedro Porro scores it 7 minutes in, we'll talk about him maybe later as well. Nice little wall pass with Brendan Johnson to give him all. Where's the space? Like, okay, there's attacking football, sure, but defending, where were you guys? How much space did he
it was
have?
bad. It was
He had
bad.
he had a 10-yard bubble around him, and he just goes into the box. Whatever. Terrible defending. And that was right from midfield, too. He goes in there. Anyways, Mickey Van de Ven also scores. He puts goes in the top of the box, goes in the bottom left corner with it. Now, we talk about Burnley and what they're going to have to do. They got two players, and I'm thinking it's their keepers. Like, is that their most saleable assets? I think so. I can't think of anybody that you think maybe Jacob and Larson in the midfield, maybe even Sander Berger, but I don't like. Is anyone going to climb over themselves for that? James Trafford, but he played himself out somehow. I thought he always played well.
I thought he played really well too, and that the goals that were going in were not necessarily his fault, but apparently Vincent Kompany thought otherwise.
Yeah. So they put in Muric, and he looks good. He's a good shot stopper.
Yeah.
But he will also make sure the ball goes into his net by himself. I think he's had 2 or 3 own goals, or was responsible for 2 or 3 goals going in this year.
Yeah.
Not good enough. So Trafford, I would imagine, is their ticket or whatever. But yeah, to go up, we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. They just didn't look good. They didn't look good.
Yeah, it didn't look good.
Speaking of not looking good, Forest at home on the City ground against my Chelsea team. And Chelsea does not look good in this match at all.
No.
In a match, well, at least especially in the first half, on a match where before the match takes place, Pochettino's going on about like first of all, Bully goes on an interview in America and starts talking about how the beautiful football they've been playing over the last 2.5 matches. The last 2.5 matches. Yeah.
I mean,
he's not wrong.
Yeah.
But
he's not wrong.
That is a focal point. Like 2.5. Let's not forget what happened in the one match before. I believe we got our asses handed to us 5-0 by some club. Don't want to mention which one. Won't mention it.
I remember that match well.
I thought it was a fever dream. I'm not even sure it ever happened. But anyways.
No, it did.
Oh boy. So so Pochettino starts going on. Well, maybe you talk about them not bringing me back. Well, maybe it's me who doesn't want to come back and stuff like this. Yeah, is that right? Someone's gonna pay you an outrageous amount of money so you can do a half decent job where you can't decide on your starting 11 for how long. Sure, there's injuries and stuff like that, but your setup was different from match to match. Like your position, nobody knew where they were going. It took 34 games for you to find some kind of shape.
Yeah.
And you still can't get Mudryk and Kukurea to play defense together on the left-hand side. That's a problem. No. That's a problem.
The fact that you guys started playing well once Enzo Fernandez came out of the team is also a problem, I think.
Enzo Fernandez was talking about how every match this year he was injecting himself, like he had to have injections and stuff like that just to make it on and stuff like that. And he didn't want to come off because the team needed him and stuff like that because everybody else is hurt. So it's like, well, 60% of you or 40% of you isn't helping. They'll put a kid on. Like Cassidy comes in from like we were calling from loan in December or whatever, from the transfer window in January, I should say. Like, why not go for the surgery then? We weren't playing well anyways. You know what I mean? Get your surgery then. But supposedly he's going to be good for the European or the South American Bowl that he's playing this year and whatever. Good luck to you in Argentina. I'm sure Argentina needs all the help they can get. So, also, I don't think we mentioned this last time, but Mark Clattenburg also resigned his post as referee consultant at Forest.
At Forest, yeah.
Essentially blaming Gary Neville for this.
Yeah,
I don't blame
yeah.
him. Why
I
not
don't
take a
blame him
shot at that
either.
asshole? That
I
asshole.
mean, yeah.
Who likes Gary Neville? Why is this guy
I
even
am
relevant
so
anymore?
glad that I don't have to listen to Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher every week. I'm
Oh,
glad that they
Jamie
just don't pick up
Carragher.
the spot. I'm so glad that NBC doesn't just pick up the Sky Sports feed. Like, I'm so glad.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go to the match. Let's go to the match.
Yeah.
Boring people. Boring people talking about my problems with my club for a bit. Anyways, it's Misha Mutrick scoring. And what a pass by Cole Palmer. He doesn't get a goal, but he
It
gets an
was.
assist.
It was a good
Fantastic
pass.
pass into the box. Mudryk finding space, just outrunning guys, which is what he's supposed to do. Coming from the left side. I don't know if the left side is the right side for him, but where do you put him? Where do you put him?
Yeah.
I think this is
Yeah.
a guy that's has to go out on loan. Uh,
Yeah.
'Cause you can't sell him. You can't sell him right now.
No, you
Not,
cannot sell him.
not for what you paid for him. Yeah, so that's Cole Palmer's 11th assist. Now 32 goal involvements for Cole Palmer. Not too bad for what is he
Easily
in
the
now?
Chelsea player of the season.
Oh, it's not. It's already been awarded to him. The young player of the
Yeah.
season. He'll be the young player of the season for the league, and I still think that he's in the running for player of the year. I don't
Yeah,
see
but I
too
think
many
they're gonna
people.
get to Foden.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, though.
It is
Like,
ridiculous, but I think they're
yeah,
going
like
to.
yeah, Phil Foden. Yeah, he has no help at all. He's almost doing it all by
No,
himself.
I
Phil
know.
friggin' Foden.
Phil Foden, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Pep Guardiola should be the manager of the year too.
Oh, he
Look at
probably
what
will
he's
be.
overcome. Poor guy.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Anyways, Willie Boley levels it 8 minutes after Mudryk scores. Chelsea giving up a goal from another set piece. A really nice free kick by Morgan Gibbs White into the box. That one.
Yep.
Then second half. So I've been noticing pattern with Forest. They'd come down on Petrovic's right side, and then
Mhm.
they would just attempt a curl shot in. It must have happened 4 or 5 times. I think one goes out the post, 3 just miss, and then Callum Hudson-Odoi gets it just right on his 100th appearance. I think this is his first time against a. Well, I know it's his first time scoring against his old club, but it might be the first time he's played against them too. I don't think he played in the first match at the Bridge. So, anyways,
Yeah.
Cho scores. And I was like, yeah, all right, here we go. We're going to lose all this talk, and we're going to lose to Forest, of all people,
Yeah.
and just
The
more
F
doubling
the
down on me.
Forest fans were celebrating so much in the stands.
Did you see that one kid with his shirt off going crazy and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Someone should have told him maybe you should have worn another shirt. Okay, kid?
Yeah.
Put on another shirt. Quick. Put another shirt on. Anyways, so yeah, I was you know what? I didn't even get mad when Hudson-Odoi scored. I was like, that's their season. That's what they've done so far.
Yeah.
Little did I expect Mudryk to get subbed off for Raheem Sterling, and Raheem Sterling scoring the exact same goal that Callum
It
Hudson-Odoi scored.
was. It was the exact same
It's
goal.
like from the same spot, the same curl, everything. I said, he just did the exact same thing. He did the exact same thing. And then,
Yep.
speaking of coming on, we have a guy only made 9 appearances for this club. Lucky for him, he makes over 200,000 pounds a week. So, he didn't go hungry over this time, which I'm relieved about. He also happened to have been named captain of this club before the season began. So Conor Gallagher goes off. He puts the armband around Reece James once again. Nice to see him. I didn't think they'd play him. I figured with all the injuries this guy's
I
had,
was really surprised they played him again this season.
even if it's only 10 minutes left, it's like, why are you playing this
Yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why risk it? And I guess maybe he wants to see if he can do England. I'm sure Chelsea in there, like, you don't want to do England. You don't want to do England, trust me. But, it's the Euros, so,
Yeah.
he's going to try a little
Yeah.
harder. And when he's healthy, like you said, well, at the time, before he got hurt, you would say maybe the best right back in football. But he's been hurt so much. Who knows? Who knows what he is? What I
Yeah.
do know is he puts in one hell of a cross to Nicholas Jackson, and even Nicholas Jackson couldn't miss this one. He scores the late winner. That's 14 goals for Nicholas Jackson this year.
That seems way higher than it should be with as much as he's missed.
Because he should have like 34 goals. I think that's the problem. He should have the golden boot this year, but he has 14 goals, which is crazy. Like he has more, like I don't know, like more in goal involvement or goals scored from the run of play than Saka of all people. But Saka way more reliable than Nicholas Jackson. But it's odd. It's odd for all the complaints we've had about Nicholas Jackson. Somehow he's 14 goals. Like last year, our top guy for goals was your buddy, the timid deer, Kai Havertz, with 9. This year we have 2 guys in double digits of goals, which is pretty nice.
It's an improvement.
It's been going good. So Chelsea now sitting 7th spot. They got matches against Brighton on Wednesday, tomorrow, and then at home against Bournemouth. We win both of those, and I believe that we will be 6th. Now, something happens. There's still out, like we're in 7th spot right now. Manchester United can't catch us, but because they could win the FA Cup, they would take our spot, our coveted spot, mind you, for Europa. What is it called?
The Europa Conference League.
Oh yeah, I was going to say Challengers League, whatever it is.
No,
like I said before,
Conference League, because that makes sense.
Yeah, probably if we win it, the most treasured trophy in Europe.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but when I think of football, I think of conferences.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where they came up with that name. It's so stupid.
We get to play Pisa, or maybe we get to play Malma or something like. No, Malma I think qualifies.
Yeah. Ryan says, I figured Chelsea won as Snark has been too excited reviewing the match even when they were losing.
Yeah. Oh, I probably would have been excited and just see Reece James for even 10 minutes. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was fun for me. Okay, so Chelsea still a chance at European football. I don't know what that does for the FFP. I have no idea. Supposedly it's fine. Turns out they sold a Cobham to themselves. So we were talking.
How? I don't understand how any of this is good for financial fair play when it comes to getting players.
Oh, loopholes. It's just like how Vegas Vegas has a playoff
it's so
payroll
stupid.
of $30 million over and stuff like that. There's loopholes.
It's so stupid. It's so
looks
stupid.
like they might be selling half of the women's team or something like that too. Crazy. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. As long as they don't sell Conor Gallagher, I don't even care if he's on the bench or whatever. He's a good guy for them. Just that engine.
I still think they might.
Yeah. They never do anything that I want. For the last couple of years, they'll do something that make me mad. Like
they're going to sell as many of the homegrown players as they can because that's pure profit.
Yeah. Well, there's a few that are already going. Like Ian Matson has to go. Lewis Hall has to go. You know what I mean? They're gonna, and then Silva's money comes off the books. Hakim Ziyech, I believe, he has to go. Like his loan deal is with a mandatory buy and stuff like that for Galatasaray. So there's money coming in. Just they got to raise a lot of money. All right, let's move on to I guess the game. I suppose the game you are interested in, most interested in at the time for sure. Now, usually Old Trafford, not a very safe space.
No. No, really I was very worried about this game.
Yeah. You guys get the results you need.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys played well. You guys didn't play well at all. You just played better than a bad United team. That's all.
Yeah. We didn't play well at all. I feel like we played down to United's level, which is never a good thing to do. Yeah. Thanks Casemiro for being lazy and not getting back for the offside. Playing everybody on for the goal.
Johnny Evans just giving acres of space to Kai Havertz.
What on earth was he doing?
Unbelievable.
I don't care what he was doing. He did it. Kai got the pass to Leandro, and Leandro scored. So we win 1-0. in what eventually became a hailstorm right after the game ended. The NBC coverage had the live pictures because they wouldn't let the Arsenal fans out of the stadium because they got to let all the home fans out first. So the Arsenal fans are in the away end singing as it's hailing and the roof is
The,
leaking all over the place. It was an incredible
the
visual.
awning's getting
But
torn up. You could just see water
yeah,
pouring through this thing. Like, yeah,
yeah,
this is Old Trafford. This used to be like the mecca for English football. That seems like a long time ago, thank goodness. But still
yes.
weird things happen at Old Trafford. Not this time. Even yeah, you guys didn't play well. I'm sure everybody knows you guys didn't play well.
We didn't play
Um,
well at
you
all.
got good results from good players. So I think Declan Rice for the most part played well in the game. Trossard, of course, made the difference.
Yeah.
What's Martinelli coming off the bench and stuff like that now for him? But what happened?
I
Why
mean, with
such
the
a
with the
drop off
f-
with
with the form with the goal
Martinelli?
scoring form that Leandro's been in and
Yeah.
Martinelli has not been in this year, it totally made sense to me that we started Leandro and put Martinelli on the bench for these last few games. And it's paid off because Leandro's kept scoring and we've won the games we needed to win. So
Yep, there you go. So it puts you guys back up 1 point over City. City has that game in hand. Like I said, it was just played today. So we'll talk about that in a minute. First, before that, let's talk about Klopp's last ever road game in the goddamn Premier League. Well, we'll
there
see.
was
Right?
something stated by my commentators in this game after the first goal for Liverpool, the
Mm-hmm.
own goal from Emi Martinez. They called Emi Martinez the best goalkeeper in the world, and I was like, "What are you watching?"
I think he was. Well, he was named. He was named that
he
earlier
won
this
that
season.
because he
Yeah,
won that
because of the
because
World Cup.
the World Cup. He
Yeah.
won the World Cup. That's why him and Messi won all those awards, and then like suddenly that means he's the best goalkeeper in the world. I don't think so.
So yeah, so that play was so strange. So Harvey Elliott crossing the ball in, it goes off of I can't even remember who it goes off of. Anyways, Pau Torres. It goes off of Pau Torres, off his chest, and Martinez seems to have it. Like it goes right in his hands, but I guess it's so rainy and slippery out, he just drops the ball somehow, and
Yeah.
then swats it in his own net.
Yeah, what was he doing?
Just trying to recover too hard, I guess.
This
I
is
have
this is
no
the
idea.
funniest Emi Martinez own goal I've seen since the ball hit him on the back of the head after hitting the crossbar and going in the net for
Yeah.
Arsenal last year.
Too funny. Anyways, your Tielemans will tie it 10 minutes later, much to the delight of the visiting Tom Hanks. Turns out
Yeah,
Tom
Tom
Hanks
Tom
is a
Hanks is
Villa
an
fan.
Aston Villa fan. He thought he saw the name Aston Villa like back in the 80s or something and thought it was a quaint seaside town in England and decided to be a supporter of Aston Villa and then he found out it was in Birmingham.
It's in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Maybe he likes, Black Sabbath or Duran Duran. Oh, we'll talk about Duran Duran in a minute.
Yep.
So, anyways,
Ryan says, "Love the background. Soccer meets space, but the ball looks like a honeycomb cereal piece, and it's so mesmerizing." Thank you, Ryan. Danny made it for us, and I love it.
I like the honeycombs thing. No, I can't unsee
Yeah.
honeycombs. Anyways, oh, it looks like honeycomb. Now, Cody Gakpo restores the lead. This is after 23 minutes, mind you. This is the third goal in 23 minutes.
Yeah.
It has a quick VAR check for offside. Everything looks fine. It stays that way through halftime. Also, though, mind you, in no small part to Diego Carlos making one of the
Oh my
bonehead
god.
plays of
How
the
did he
year.
miss this?
It wasn't his
How?
ball. It wasn't even supposed to go to him. It's supposed to go to Ollie
I
Watkins.
know.
He runs in front of Watkins, of all people, puts his foot in front of it, hits the laces, I guess, and just spins off into nothing. Unbelievable. Like he stayed down on the ground for a while thinking about that. He probably should have stayed down. I'm surprised he didn't start digging.
Between him and Musa Diaby with a couple of the misses in this game, Villa should have won this game like by like 2 or 3 goals.
They should have won this game. Also,
Yeah.
goals getting called back and stuff like that. Of course,
Yeah.
Liverpool had a couple goals called back as well.
Yeah. Lots of
Uh,
checks in this match.
Lots of VAR checks, but I will say, uh, like that Cody Gakpo one, was pretty close. I thought maybe that one was offside, but yeah, like the other ones, like Darwin Nunez later and stuff like that. Like, how offside do you have to be and stuff like that? Yeah, whatever. So again, another poor start to a half for Villa, because 3 minutes in, it's Jarrell Kwanzaa heads home in a Harvey Elliott free kick. Good game for Harvey Elliott. He seemed to be everywhere on the pitch.
And
I
a
think he's
nice header from Kwanzaa. So
yeah, makes a score 3-1. But Ollie Watkins looks like he's going to make it 3-2. And this is another one. Looks like Leon Bailey's toenail may have been offside in this.
Yeah, this was really close.
I call it suspicious lines. I think it might be a bit of a suspicious line across and stuff like that. Like, honestly,
yeah,
not great.
This is why they're switching to the semi-automated offside next year, because we don't have these people drawing the lines, and maybe they're in the right spot and maybe they're not. Like,
it's about time. It's the richest league in the world, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Everybody
it's
else
gonna get real annoying when somebody's off by like the very tiny sliver of their elbow next year, but at least it'll be automated and not somebody's call.
They're already doing it. Exactly. It's just, but now they're just having to go and do it. It just takes so long. Anyways, that's when it said Harvey Elliott gets one called back because Luis Diaz was offside in the build-up. That one was legit. Now, John Duran comes on in the 79th minute, and the tide immediately shifts over for Villa. His first one comes thanks to Martinez's World Cup teammate, Alexis McAllister, just giving him the ball away for nothing. Just
what was he doing? What was he doing? That was such a boneheaded move.
Why was he playing so far deep?
After this first goal, we got our first "Hungry Like the Wolf" lyric quote by the commentators in this game.
Yeah. You knew it was fate that he would score twice. You knew it was going to be Duran on the score sheet. Nice shot from outside the box for Duran on this one, and then the second one, kind of a bit of a fluke, I would say.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Moussa Diaby just passing the ball in. It goes off his knee, and just that slow lob or whatever, like the slow motion thing. That
like Allison has
Allison's head, super slowly over Allison into the net. They had to check that one too because they thought maybe it went off his hand or something like that. Like, I don't know how anyone would have thought that. Anyways, they do the VAR check. Everything's good. Game ends up tied at 3. So with that, it means that Villa has put the pressure now on Spurs. Spurs have to beat City to stay in contention for a Champions League spot.
Yeah.
Let's see how that.
And they played the game that they played today.
Let's see how that goes. So this is really a nothing game for Liverpool, except for maybe the traveling fans or whatever. They disappoint the traveling fans. There you go. It means nothing. They were stuck in third. The big match for them is next week or this coming Sunday, whatever you want to say.
It's on Sunday. Ups, farewell.
Everybody's on Sunday. So we go to the largest urinal in North London. We got Spurs. We got City, and we get a first half of not much happening. The only note I wrote down about the first half in this match was how bad are Spurs at passing the damn ball.
Oh my God, I was getting so frustrated watching them. I was thinking of our friend Trevor, who is a Spurs fan, and I'm just like, how can you watch this every week? It's like pass back, pass back, pass back. They can't make any progress.
When they try to go forward, they boot the ball so hard. There's no way you can handle it.
Yeah, there's no finesse in the passes.
The first touch is always long. Like you can't control it. You can't. Sometimes whatever they can bring it down with their chest. Sometimes, Most of the time, if they try and play with their feet, it goes anywhere. The only person I saw with any kind of ball control in this match, especially first half, for Spurs, was Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
He was fine. A couple of nice passes by Brennan Johnson. Maybe they should have done a little more with it. One nice pass into the goal mouth that nothing seemed to come from and stuff like that because Son couldn't lift the ball over Ederson, even though he was lying down. Should have seen like it's in just flick it over him and stuff like that. I think Son has paid quite a bit to score goals like that, but
yep,
maybe they're missing an English guy in the middle there. I'm not missing him at all. I can tell you
I'm not missing him at all either. But they definitely are. Yes.
Yeah. So when we go to the second half, and 51 minutes in, Phil
What
Foden.
were they doing?
Phil Foden gets the ball. And how lackadaisical is the coverage by Port? He's just running beside him. Give him the space. Give him the space.
Yeah. Just awful.
Ball gets over to Kevin De Bruyne, and he just puts it across the goal mouth. Tottenham players watch. I guess Vicario had a bit of a chance or whatever to get to the pass or whatever.
He missed it. At it. He missed it completely.
Yeah, it was nowhere close. And Erling Haaland taps it in easy. 1-0. 1-0 for your friends.
They're not my friends.
Over at Manchester City.
Not my friends.
No. Okay, so we move on to the 62nd minute. And again, is it Pedro Porro that went at the net? The cross is coming in, I believe it was from Brennan Johnson. Cross comes in, and Porro lunges at the ball. He misses it with his foot. Ederson lunges for the ball. He grabs it. He runs into Porro's hip.
I think it was Christian Romero, not Porro.
Sorry, it was Christian Romero. It was definitely Christian Romero. So he runs into Romero's hip. He stays down on the ground for 4 minutes. He doesn't get up for 4 minutes. They have the stretcher out. They have the whole bit. In a time where they're talking about head injuries and everything's got to change for head injuries.
Very surprised he stayed in the game.
He stayed in the game for 5 more minutes. He made a couple of plays. He made that first clearance or whatever. He did not look well. It barely made it to half.
Fell over.
Yeah, and barely makes it to half. There's problems there. There's problems there. It takes 5 minutes for them to come get this guy. And when they do,
I will say part of that is they have to wait for a whistle, which didn't happen.
That's true. But he shouldn't have been on the pitch at all.
He should not have been on the pitch at all. No.
But they didn't have Ortega, I guess, warming up at the time. Like you could see him real quick putting on a jumper or whatever and trying to do something quick.
Yeah.
He will be called into action. But first, I just wanted to mention when he gets sent off, when Ederson gets sent off, has a huge temper tantrum.
Huge temper tantrum.
When Betancourt gets taken off, even though he'd really done nothing except get a yellow card in that match, he has a huge temper tantrum.
Yeah.
But Jesus Christ, the mental maturity of these players.
After Betancourt kicked the hell out of that chair he was about to sit in, my commentators said that they think that they need to have a area on the sideline where players can just attack it so that they're not attacking the seats. And then what the other commentators suggested a life-size picture of Lee Dixon be the thing.
Okay, I'm all for that. But maybe be responsible, mature, millionaire grown-ups.
Yeah, maybe not be a crybaby throwing a tantrum.
Ridiculous. Anyways, Ortega's called into action late. And gets called into action late because Son Heung-min has a breakaway. Has the time, he has the space, he has someone maybe on his back hip. He should have plenty of time.
Someone was with him, but he had plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Kicked it straight at Ortega.
Especially if he would have went around him to the right. He had all kinds of room. He decides, no, I'm just going to put this thing straight at him from about 7 feet out. Hardly got any lift on the ball again. Big save made by Ortega. This one save makes Ortega the man of the match. He's named man of the match. Yeah, for that save. Yeah.
I mean, Erling Haaland scored 2 goals in this match. That made Ortega man of the
There's a superstar that assured them of the win by scoring 2 goals. But yes,
Yeah,
the late substitute for goal gets it because he made 1 save. That's it. So yes,
sure. I
yeah.
mean, sure.
What did you think about the penalty on Doku? When I first saw it, I thought quite dramatic.
I think it was. I think he went down easy, but I think it was a penalty.
It was a definite penalty when I saw the replay and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But still, the jump as high as you can in the air and do the spin. Like at one point, do you just say you yellow card that? Like get rid of
Yeah.
this. It's so easy to get rid of this stuff. You just yellow
Like
card it.
I think that they can do things like, okay, it was a penalty, but you embellished it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll give you the penalty, but you're getting a yellow card for embellishment.
yeah. 100%. It's not like they're the only ones. Like it's usually not even them who takes the penalty, anyways. There's an
Yeah.
assigned penalty kicker now. We know that Doku wasn't going to be taking that. We know that Holland was
No.
going to the spot. So
Yeah.
even if it's his second yellow card and gets kicked out, you still give him the penalty. Like the call is correct.
The
It's a
only
penalty,
way,
but we
yeah,
don't need this shit in the game.
the only way it's going to be eradicated from the game is if they start handing out yellow cards for it.
Yep,
But they
that's the
won't
way you
do
get
it.
it out.
So
They hand out yellow cards for taking too long to throw the ball in. They hand out yellow cards for taking your shirt off in celebration. They give you a yellow card for running out to celebrate with the fans and big goals.
the goalkeeping coach for Man City got a yellow card in this game for protesting that Romero had clattered into
It's the
to
other way around.
Ederson.
Yeah,
Like,
Romero still got a yellow card for that, and he was run into. Like he had
yeah,
every right to go for that ball. Every right. He
he
didn't
had
get him
every
with his
right. Yeah.
foot. If he would have kicked him with his foot, yes, I get that. He did not.
And then they didn't show the replay of that collision between the two of them at first, and my commentator said it was because it was too graphic. I was like,
What?
"Oh man, is Ederson like really hurt or something?" And then he stayed in the game for like 5 minutes, and I was like, "What was too graphic about that?"
He was just trying to cover. He's just like they didn't have the replay at the time or
I
whatever, so
don't
he
know.
had to cover for it. Anyways,
Yeah.
final 2-0. So stakes. There's stakes in this. First off, let's just say congratulations, Villa. They are
Yeah.
now in
Congrats
the
to Villa.
Champions League for the first time ever. Ever.
Yeah. Yeah. European Cup winners, but not ever been in the Champions League.
They haven't never been in the Champions League. So, congratulations to them. I hope you guys lose every game and are bounced out and then relegated next year. Let's hope for that. Now, for the rest of it, it means that Arsenal now down 2 points. The goal differential now just 1.
Yeah.
So, the only
Well,
it
differential
means
doesn't matter at this point.
no, because if you guys tie or whatever, or you need City, if City draws, that's not going to change. It's going to be goal differential
Yeah.
1. It's going to favor you
Yeah.
guys. You need them to draw. You need them to lose. You guys have to win. They haven't lost in how long? They haven't dropped the
They haven't
points
lost
that
since
long?
December 6th.
Yeah.
They last dropped points, I think, to us when we had that 0-0 draw at the Etihad earlier. I hate this so
Yeah.
much.
You have to depend
Because
on West Ham
West Ham going to the
on the
Etihad,
road.
I mean, it's not gonna happen. I mean,
Well,
it's just not gonna happen. Um, I am so frustrated by the fact that Arsenal, other than the 0-0 draw with City, will have won every game since New Year's, except for 2 minutes of madness against Villa, and we dropped those 3 points.
yep.
We won every other game except the draw against City, and we're gonna lose because we had 2 minutes of madness against Villa. I'm so mad about it. Now, I understand that that's on them, and it is. But, like, I just get really frustrated with the fact that, like, you have to essentially be perfect from Christmas on. You can't drop any points. And that's unsustainable for anybody except for City,
Yeah.
because they can buy any goddamn player in the world and sit them on their bench, and then when they need them, just bring them on, and they've got a world-class player.
You guys have to learn to hide money better, I guess, or start buying
No.
up newspapers and television
No.
studios that actually run all the games, and so they can bury things like 115 infractions on the
So
rules.
mad. I'm also so mad that we can take points away from Everton twice this season. We can take points away from Nottingham Forest this season. We're going to take points away from Leicester City, who weren't even in the Premier League this season for what they did the last time they were in the Premier League. But we can't take any action against the team that has 115 charges against them. I'm just very frustrated by all of it.
Like I said in the in Discord, talking about it quick. Even if they bring this stuff to court, what are you going to do? You think the Premier League can go up against the UAE when it comes to appeals and stuff like that? They're just going to appeal this thing out. They're never going to get deducted a point ever. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's frustrating, and it calls into question the integrity of the game.
Yeah. I think, yeah. And we're talking about a governing body that's ruled by FIFA. So to say you're one of the worst things about FIFA right now is pretty amazing stuff. Okay. So 1 week left. We're down to 1 week left. We'll eulogize another club next week. Luton, I would, if I don't have my hat on, but I said if it's not Luton, I'll leave my hat. I think that's a pretty safe bet to make. We'll talk about
it will be an absolutely insane final day of the season if it's not Luton.
If we friggin' bananas. So we still have European spots up for grabs. We still have the title up for grabs. We'll talk about all of that next week. First, our final predictions of the year. Now, if you really want to know who won last week, if you don't want to know, we don't have to talk about it.
No, we need to know who won last week.
Well, I can tell you that it wasn't even close this week. The score was 7-4 for Adelia. Yeah, she beat the piss out of me again this week. So I will make it up in the final week here. We got 12 matches here. First 2 starting tomorrow. I'm interested in both of these, actually. I need results to happen for both. So we're going to start the South Coast. Brighton, Chelsea.
I'll go Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm going Chelsea, obviously. Next, back to rundown, leaky Old Trafford, Man U, and Newcastle.
I'm going to go draw.
I like it. I like that. I just don't know, does Man U lose their last game of the year after such a weird
I could understand.
There's no Bruno Fernandes. There's no Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, no Bruno.
Yeah, but I really want Newcastle to lose. So I'll just say Man U, and we'll see what happens. Now, to the Sunday matches, the final day. Your Arsenal Football Club gets Everton at home.
I'll take Arsenal.
Yeah. You guys should win that one easy. Brentford, and again, Newcastle.
Newcastle.
She's taking Newcastle. I am going to say a draw for this one.
Okay.
Brighton takes on United at the Amex.
Draw.
She says draw. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one. Which doesn't sound like fun, but that's what it is. A match that could have been more exciting if they didn't lose this past week. Burnley taking on Forest. Forest needs to lose by a lot for any hope for Luton.
I think Forest gets the point they need. I'll take them to win.
Take them to win. Yeah, Burnley's last game in the Prem for at least a year. I'm going to take them to win. Now, certain West London club, Chelsea, gets to take on a certain dumb club, Bournemouth.
Chelsea.
It's at the bridge. Chelsea needs points. I'm also, of course, taking Chelsea. I would have, no matter what. Crystal Palace at home, finishing off a heck of a run here to end the year against Aston Villa, who's spot secured and probably going to play some kids.
Yeah, I'll go Palace. Villa doesn't have anything to play for, so.
Nope, they're done. And picking Palace as well. Liverpool and Wolves. This is
Liverpool.
Wouldn't it be great?
It would be Wolves showed up for this game, decided to turn up and beat Liverpool. It's not happening, but it would be great.
Oh gosh, I want to put a W down so bad, but I can't. I can't. Of course, Liverpool should win that one. Luton and Fulham at the Kenny, probably the last game there for maybe even the foreseeable future.
Yeah, Fulham.
Just go Fulham. Fulham did not impress me this week. I am going to say Luton wins their last game. Why not? It's more fun that way.
Yeah.
Now let's do the other one. Sheffield United and Spurs.
Spurs have nothing to play for, but they'll still win because it's Sheffield United.
Yeah. Well, Spurs have something to play for. Spurs could conceivably miss out on European football with another loss, but it's Sheffield United.
It's Sheffield United.
It's Spurs.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, finally, City, West Ham at the Etihad. Trophy. I wonder if the trophy won't be there. Probably, right?
I don't know
how it works.
It's
been so long.
I'm going to manifest a draw.
Ooh,
I don't think it's going to actually happen, but I'm going to manifest a draw.
I like it. I like that a lot. Does West Ham show up for David Moyes' last match? I'm sure they don't give two shits. Yeah. I wonder if Lopetegui is going to be in the crowd. That would be funny too. Do I say City wins? Do I say West Ham wins? Draw would be so funny. Draw would be freaking hilarious.
Would be so funny.
Why not? Let's say a draw. We'll match. We'll have a draw. So that's it. That's it until next week. The final of the season finale of Starting 11 next week.
Starting 11 next week. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's been a long season, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yes.
I am looking forward to having my weekend mornings back.
My weekend mornings, my weekend afternoons, my Monday mornings.
Yeah. The midweek games, like all of it. Ready for a break, but it's been a lot of fun. No matter what happens next week, even though I'm probably going to want to cry. Snark, where can people find you?
Well, how about weekends on our flagship channel? I always want to say network. It's the same network. Flagship channel, the Let's Get Ready network. The entertainment channel, weekends with LGRN after Snark, Danny and I talking about things, random things. This time, I think we're talking which summer movies we're kind of looking forward to. So that should be fun. And then, of course, also on the entertainment channel with you every Thursday. The Rewatchers cancel our full 144 episode rewatch of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We got What's My Line Part 2 coming up tomorrow if you're watching us live. Again, probably my favorite Buffy episode of the run so far. And we're now 10 episodes deep into season 2. So there you go. What else are we doing? Playoff Beards on the highlights channel here. That's with the aforementioned Ryan Christensen talking about the Stanley Cup playoffs. Hopefully we'll do a watch along again here pretty soon. I'll just figure out a day and time. Hopefully maybe we can do it Friday, but we'll see. I'll have to talk to Ryan and figure that one out for sure. Other than that, starting 11 with you here for the final time next Tuesday, final time of the year. How about you?
You can find me on Threads because I quit Twitter at Schizoaffective Adelia. You can find me, as Snark said, on Rewatchers Council every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific on the Entertainment Channel. And back here next week, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific for Starting 11, the season finale, where we find out who gets relegated, Luton or Forest. It's going to be Luton. And who wins the title, Arsenal or City. I really hope it's Arsenal. I'm
We'll
not
see.
confident at all.
We'll
We will see. We will see. But links to both those channels are in the description of this episode. Please subscribe to the channels so you don't miss out on any of the content. And until next week, guys, we are out.